So I just got off the phone with a customer who I landed as a client. $6,000 website. They are a interior home design company in Hawaii. And I thought of a great idea for a video. I thought of a great topic that I think a lot of people would love to hear more about. And it's all about getting freedom in my life through systemizing and automating my business. And I want you to think to yourself about all the little things that you do in your business right now that are mundane for you. It's the boring stuff. It's the stuff you don't like to do. It's the day-to-day grind. If there's anywhere in your business right now that you don't like doing, you should be automating it, systemizing it, or outsourcing it, because that stuff is going to drain you. It's going to take the creativity right out of your life. And that is, being an entrepreneur, that is the last thing you want, trust me. So let's talk about that a little bit. Doing this has allowed me a lot of freedom, and it will allow you to have a lot of freedom in your life as well. Freedom to do what you would want to do with your time, whatever that is, whatever that means to you. It could be spending time with your family, it could be traveling, it could be doing homework, I don't know. But whatever that means to you, that's what this can do. So let's talk about what happened today. I got a lead and I did the sales call. Now, normally I don't do those anymore because I have a system to have leads come into my business and get walked through the sales process from the beginning all the way to the end. From beginning of sales process to the fulfillment, that is a complete loop that I don't even have to be a part of anymore. Now, occasionally, like today, I will be a part of it. I'll stand in, I'll check in, I'll see how things are running, and I will make sure quality control is up to point, right? You have to make sure that you do perform some checks in your business and make sure that you have checks and balances in what's going on in your business, because you'll find out once you start to outsource or automate or systemize, when you step away for a long time and things are just going without you, you kind of wonder what's going on. And it's really important to make sure you jump back in and check in on things once in a while. So this process, let me jump over to my iPad real quick. So this process, right? What it looked like today was I took the sales call, right? That's me. And I closed this customer. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand them off to my project manager, right? So my project manager is going to take this customer and they are going to send the service agreement, the invoice, and if we're doing a recurring service or even just a one-time bill, we're going to send a release to for their credit card information so we can actually bill the car, right? So my project manager is going to immediately take over. And I'm going to do that through just an email, right? I'm going to say, get off the phone with the customer and let them know, okay, yeah, you're going to be a paying customer. We're going to send you an invoice. We're going to send you a service agreement. I'm going to loop you in with my team. So that email goes out and I just add the customer and everybody else on my team that I want to engage. And they already know this process because we've done it a million times. The step-by-step details are in our handbook. So if they have any questions on how it could be, how it needs to be done, they can refer to the handbook. Now, the handbook came later on in my business. It wasn't something that came like I started and had right out of the gate. So you might not have a handbook and all of your standard operating procedures for your processes, but you might want to think ahead and maybe build that out at a future date. So anyway, once the project manager sends all that stuff, we send it over to, or we will engage our fulfillment team. This could be an outsourcer. This could be, if it's a website, it's a web designer. It's somebody who's going to create a mock-up or create a project. So the project manager will go to this person and let them know that a new project just came in and this is what it is and how much it's going to cost. They will work out a deal. My project managers know how much I'm willing to spend for different types of websites. So this all happens without me, right? This is an example of a system, example of an automation. This can come in two different ways, right? Your system can be done with people, it can be done with software. You can automate things with tools or with people. So keep that in mind. Now, once the fulfillment team locks in the project manager will then gather all the assets from the customer. So they're going to bring in pictures for the website, the content for the website. If they don't have any, they're going to buy some. They're going to make sure it all happens and gets to the fulfillment team. And once the fulfillment team has all that, they're going to build the website. The project manager is going to go back to the customer and say, hey, it's done. And we're probably going to collect the final invoice at that point. So this process is able to happen without me being in it, right? I came in today and I did the sale just to kind of keep things, make sure they were doing all right. But that's how that happens. So I want to give you another example of another service. That's websites, right? So let's erase this. Let's move over to social media, for example. So let's talk about social, not ads. Let's talk about social posting or social management, right? Because that's something you can systemize and automate as well. Now, a lot of people don't know that you can schedule your posts to go out at a different time. So let's just take Facebook, for example. You can create 30 posts. You can write them all out in a spreadsheet or on a Word doc, and then schedule them to go out every day for the next 30 days or even year if you want. But you only have to do the work that one day, and you can schedule it out, and it'll look like you've done all this work every single day. And you can sell that as a service to your customers as well. We have a number of customers in the $300 to $500 per month range just for doing this social media posting. And you can outsource the social media posting as well, right? You can hire somebody to write all the content if you're like me and you're not good at writing content. So that's one way that you can systemize your social media posting, right? You write the content and then you schedule it. You schedule it to go out. And I mean, I do this for my own page, for me, for myself, and for my customers. So that is a very base level of systemizing and automating your social media. Now, let's jump over to another one. Let's take doing SEO. So SEO is a little bit more complex because there are a lot of moving parts to it. But in short, what you really have with SEO is you have on-page optimization. This is basically making sure that a website is optimized properly, like it doesn't load slow, and there's enough content on it so that Google knows what it's about when it crawls the page. There are different things. I'm not going to go into the details of this video on what makes good on-page optimization, but let's just look at it this way. I have a checklist of what I have identified being good on-page optimization, and I have someone on my team that goes through every single SEO client we get and goes through our checklist and makes sure that everything is optimized according to our strategy. So that's how we automate the on-page SEO part. And then what about the off-page? So off-page is like generating signals or votes of trust and popularity for your business. This can be done in the form of a backlink. So when another website, if you have a website here, if they put a link to your website, let's say that this is your website, if they put a link to your website on their page, they're giving you a vote of trust. So in Google's eyes, that means that you are trustworthy. And the more trustworthy they are, the more link juice is passed to you. So if you're an agency and you have a company, like if Google were to give you a backlink, you would have a lot of authority, right? Because you have a big company like Google saying that you are trustworthy. Another example would be is if somebody like Moz, right, or Ahrefs, those are big authorities in digital marketing. If they gave you a backlink to your website, they immediately transfer their trust to you, which ranks you higher. This process can also be automated. It can be outsourced. You can have somebody going out, reaching out to these businesses and saying, hey, I wrote a blog post about, I don't know, a topic that is very relevant to your website, and you can have it. Would you just add it to your website and you can show it to your people? You can use that resource, and all you have to do is give me a link to my website. That's one basic strategy, right? Or you can just go to a website like Fiverr. I don't recommend this. You can go to Fiverr and you can buy backlinks. You can go to a platform like Legit and buy backlinks. There are a couple good services on Legit that we've used before. Let me know in the comments below if you want to know which ones they are. I'm happy to share a link to the ones that I've verified that are good. They're guest posts. They're not like spammy backlinks. So the point I'm trying to make is that you can outsource and you can systemize this, right? And I want you to start to get an understanding of how, by doing this, you are able to unlock more freedom. You're able to unlock more time. So my customer that came in today on that website project, right? I already explained to you how I handed them off to my team. And they are doing the work right now as we speak. This will allow me to get a good night's rest. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna choose to work on my business. I get to choose, but if I wanted to go out and, go outside and check out the sights in New York City, I totally could, because my team would be working on that for me. Now, I'm much more interested in pursuing everything that I have going on right now, so I might make some time for outside, but it's a different feeling when you have the choice to make that happen. Now, all of these things that I've mentioned, right? All of these things, SEO, websites, what's the other one? I mentioned social. So all of these services, these are great services that you can offer and get paid for, right? You can make money for this. But these things, they don't work without any customers. And that's something that you should be automating too. And it wasn't until I realized I could create a process for myself for this prospecting situation that I had, because it was a situation when I first started out, I would have to do all the prospecting myself. And let me know if you can relate to that. The prospecting that I was doing was like almost none. I would try to go to networking meetings. That wasn't my scene. I'm not good at going to networking meetings. And it wasn't until I started using different tools to my advantage to get new customers. I've even built some myself, right? Some of you that are watching this know that I have a software tool that I've built called Agency Growth Machine. That's a tool that I made to help me reach more businesses, to help me start conversations with businesses. So I use that to get more customers. I automate that process. I have an appointment setter who gives out listings on that site and makes appointments for me or my sales team to go in there and sell more marketing services. Now, there's another way that you can do that I've just been brought up to speed on that I think is a total game changer, and it's all about email marketing. Now, email marketing, for most people, you've tried it before and it hasn't worked. And I'm talking about cold email, right? Like the kind of emails that you send out to people that you've never met before. That's cold email. But the thing is if you can figure out how to be successful with cold email, you have an unlimited potential to automate getting clients and doing these services, which I've already explained to you. You can also automate and outsource and systemize. So essentially, the way that you see these people that are traveling and living what they call the laptop lifestyle and never staying in one place at once, they're doing all of that because they've unlocked freedom in their business and in their life. And they've done that by leveraging these tools, outsourcing, systemizing, and automating. So I want to talk a little bit more about the cold email strategy. And I'm going to put a link to the video just the other day when I had a friend, David Sprague, come on a training, and we talked a lot about cold email. And he showed me some things that really opened my eyes that I wasn't aware of before. Number one, the reason that my cold email wasn't working before was because I was giving up after the first email. So how many emails do you think that he found out that he would send before having success? 5. He usually sends out 5 emails, but I don't have time to send out 5 emails, right? But he automates that process. So he has 5 emails. He has 5 emails that go out to the same person, maybe one a day or one every other day, or a different email based upon if they opened the email or not. You can track all that, and you can schedule all these emails to go out at different times if you just have the right software. And I didn't know that the softwares that are out there right now had this type of functionality where you can build in what they call multi-touch, where you send one email and then maybe you send a text message and then maybe you send another email. And he's found that if you stop after the first email, you've basically given up. So after doing that live training with David the other day, I was really just blown away by how much I was missing out on by just leaving at the first email, like not continuing on past that. And I think if I would have had a tool that helped me to do that, automate that process when I was first getting started, I probably would have never dropped the ball on that. So I'm really excited to be able to integrate this into my business because I have a lot of tools, I have a lot of services that I can sell. I mean, I've already, SEO, website, social media, reputation marketing, running ads, whatever it is. If you don't have your prospecting and your sales process to bring in more customers that is in an automated or systemized way, then you're missing out. And you might feel right now like you don't have a real business. And that's how I felt. And I've been doing different systems to bring in prospects, right? Like I mentioned with my AGM site. But this is different, and it can bolt on to what I'm doing, which is what I get really excited about. If I can find something that already works with what I'm doing, then I don't have to like change everything I'm already doing, right? I can just add this to it and have even more traction, even better results. So I'm gonna put a link to the training that we did just the other day so you can watch it, because there's a lot of really good information on it. Again, I was blown away. I had a lot of aha moments just watching it, and I want to share it with you. I want you to check out that training. So if you got anything out of this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have any questions, let me know about your questions in the comments below, and I'll help you go check out the training right now. See you in the next one.